Sushi Jackknife. 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 Yeah.
There was counting.
There we go.
That was a count.
You got 3 drinks?
I got 3 drinks.
That's the way I like to live. I like to have multiple drinks too.
Yeah,
when I
well,
can do it.
I drink a lot. Like, I drink very quickly. And so we record for an hour-ish.
Yeah, ish.
Plus or minus 8 hours. Who knows?
That's about right.
And so I run out of drink. I need a drink. So I've got Dr. Zevia here.
Dr. Zevia.
Which is now clear because they decided that caramel food coloring probably isn't as natural as they were pretending it was. I've got a pint glass of water.
There you go.
Here,
there you go.
Which was oddly enough a gift from my teetotaling in-laws family reunion.
The glass of water?
They gave out pint glasses. Pint glasses.
Oh, that is funny. Huh.
Yeah. I keep wondering, so the relative who picked them,
yes,
not to air out anyone's dirty laundry, but no one listens to this podcast out of them, so it doesn't matter. I have consumed alcohol with him. So I'm wondering if he picked them out and went, ha, 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 this is funny.
I hope so.
Yeah. And then I've got a hot tea.
Look at you
in this cup.
That's nice.
Yeah,
I want a cup like that. I want one of those mugs that's got a lid.
Yeah.
Well,
I got it for a gift from my mother for my birthday.
Oh yeah,
which was really nice. But also, I work from home and never go anywhere.
Yeah, it's true.
So this mug gets used during podcasts, and that's about it.
I sprung. I have this glass contains. I wish I could share it with you. This contains Lafroig, some Scotch. I sprung for my birthday. Yeah. I think that's how you say it, Lafroig. It's a smoky. It's one of the peaty smoky Scotches from the island of Islay. I'm gonna guess how you say it. And
sure,
you buy a bottle, which was on sale. You buy the bottle, and the inside is a little piece of paper with a code. You go on their website, and you get a lifetime lease on a foot by foot of land on their island. Let me show you the certificate.
Interesting.
I know.
Interesting. So you become a landowner when you buy this.
Correct. At least a leaser. I don't know what that really means, but right. I own, as of today, 1 square
Interesting.
foot. Let's see. I haven't actually read this whole thing. Yeah. As a condition of this award, we agree to pay a yearly ground rent in the sum of 1 dram of Lafroig to be claimed in person at the distillery.
Okay. Now here's a question I have. Let's say you got really into this.
Yeah.
And it continued to be on sale.
Yeah. Could
you eventually have enough land leases that you own enough to say, "Oh no, I'm calling in the lease. This is my land. I'm building a home here."
I think there is some kind of stipulation in here. Let's read on. You'll understand we're not offering heritable ownership or any right to cut peat, farm sheep, or extract minerals from the plot. Far better to take up your right to a warming measure of Lafroig. Upon the leaseholder's arrival at Lafroig, we undertake to provide a map with adequate directions for locating the plot and suitable protective clothing against Islay's rugged weather and eccentric wildlife. The leaseholder...
So no one's ever done this.
Apparently. The leaseholder's cupboard will contain at all times essential equipment, including for ascertaining the boundaries of the plot, one tape measure, a pair of Wellingtons, those are the rubber boots,
Right,
size
right.
12, approximately 1 foot in length. For the journey to the plot, protective headgear against low-flying geese.
Oh, that's a good idea. You
Low-flying
always
geese.
should have that. Yeah.
A thick overcoat to repel the inclement Scottish mist. This is actually funny. A life belt and anchor to safeguard against being blown out to sea. One ball,
Okay.
one ball of string for securing trouser legs from inquisitive stoats. That's a bird, right? A stoat,
Sure.
I think.
I have no idea. I've never heard the word stoat.
Stoat. And a towel for the leaseholder to dry off in the event of unwelcome attention from affectionate otters.
Oh, good Lord.
This is actually fantastic. Yeah.
A stoat. You said STOAT?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. I want to make sure I have the right stoat. There might be more than one stoat in the world. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a mammal,
Oh.
a mustelid
Oh.
native to Eurasia.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
It's distinct from the long-tailed weasel. So that gives you an idea what they're like. They're kind of like a long-tailed weasel, but they're their own thing. They're an independent long-tailed weasel.
Differentiate them. Do not confuse a stoat with a long-tailed weasel.
They get offended by that. They would hate it.
This might be
You don't want a mad stoat.
No. A stoat. Yeah, here we go. Oh, yeah, I see what they look like now. Hang on. Oh, it looks very weaselly. It's a cute little bugger. Hang on, I'm going to show it to you and to the video audience. Share what a stoat looks like. That's a stoat right there.
Do you think if you bought enough bottles, they would let you keep one of the stoats?
I'm sure they would, actually.
You could just go home with a stoat or two.
Yeah. I don't know if stoats are like, really important to the process of making scotch, but maybe.
That's what they're made of. That's what scotch is made of.
Stoat.
It's ground up stoat.
Stoat juice.
Yeah. No, that would be a good pet. I was advocating yesterday for getting a marmoset for a pet. Yeah, apparently. So not only are they legal to have as a pet in the state of Tennessee, there is within an hour and a half drive of us a marmoset farm. They cost too much, I was told, so we can't have one.
I'm going to take a wild guess that it's in East Tennessee, maybe?
I don't remember which direction it was. I just did the map search and went, well, that's just a day trip. That's not even a big deal.
That's funny. So, I've met a shocking number of people here in New England who know people who live in Knoxville and or other parts of Tennessee, but Knoxville seems like the winner. I don't know what's up with Knoxville. We went there, you and I, a while back.
Yeah. I wonder, okay, so you know how in Nashville there's been like the influx of people from New York and from California?
Correct. New York City, right? Yeah.
Right, yeah. That have moved here. I wonder if people from Knoxville are just flooding the Northeast like that.
Maybe so. I don't know. It's interesting.
Everyone's just rotating around in a circle throughout the country, and eventually we'll all end up where we started.
Yeah, that's what happens. And I heard a guy at a meeting the other day. My new gig is covering all these town and school board meetings, who was saying that he was moving to Tennessee basically to avoid taxes. Which,
yeah, that's a lot of the reason people come here.
Yeah. There's a lot of taxes here, that's for sure. But, that's just, it comes with it. It comes with the territory.
Yeah. There's also a lot of things that those taxes provide.
Correct. Yeah.
Whereas here, we don't have, like, functioning schools and things like that, you know?
Exactly.
It's not that big a deal. we get to keep all our money
Right.
and spend it at Target or most likely we're in Tennessee, so most likely Walmart on things you don't really need.
So the game for, it seems, middle class white people is to live somewhere when you have children of school age where the taxes go to the school, and then as soon as those children are out of school, move somewhere with no taxes, basically.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't want your money to help other
No,
people.
no, why would you do that?
That's your
Yeah.
money. It's just for you.
Oh,
So
I don't know if I told you about this, but this meeting I covered a couple of weeks ago was it's really fun. Sometimes they're a bit dry, as you can imagine, a town or a school board meeting
Right.
would be. And I'm standing, I'm behind a camera and I'm listening to the audio and stuff. So I'm very clued into what's happening. But it can be fun because sometimes they get pissed. People get really, really intense, especially the townsfolk. Generally, the people on the meetings are all very civil, fair-minded, reasoned people. But then you get the yahoos on there, and I didn't think they had hillbillies here. They do.
Oh yeah. Hillbillies are universal. They're everywhere. They just basically they wear different hats based on where they're at, and that's the only difference.
For me, I felt at home because I'm nothing if not a hillbilly, at least in origins.
Right.
I literally lived in the hills.
So when the meetings are boring, have you tried to rile some of them up by just standing up real quick and yelling, "Bush did 9/11" or something like that, and see what happens?
Not yet. I'm still early in the process. People are still learning to trust me.
Okay.
But as soon as that veneer is down, it's coming. It's coming.
COVID's mind control.
Yeah. 5G. They barely have fucking 4G here, man. It's in places.
Yeah.
There are places I go to where it's a total dead zone in terms of service.
That's interesting
Yep.
because no one knows exactly where you're at,
Right?
But it's not like you're out in the middle of nowhere.
No.
It is a metropolis area.
Correct. Yeah, correct. We'll reveal that at some point. I'm just waiting a little longer. Yeah.
Right. But it's not a small. You're not in a small town.
Not in a small town.
We'll say it that
Not
way.
in a small town. Though I go to some small towns for work.
Right,
Yeah.
but they're. I would assume. They're within probably a quick drive, right?
That's something. I don't know if I've talked about this yet, but that is something here that blows me away. And it's not really a negative thing. It's just like a perceptual difference. I go to some of these towns that people talk about like they're in Egypt or something, but it takes 20 minutes to get there. It's like not a big deal. And you know this, it can take 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour to get across Nashville sometimes, depending.
Yeah.
Where it's like
a
thing. To get to Green Hills from where you are is like
we went to go get dinner on Friday and it took us 25 minutes.
Exactly. But people are like, "Oh, you're out there." I'm like, it's the next fucking town over. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like what is your how far do you go in your day-to-day life? Not far, apparently.
They wanted to be close enough that they could rollerblade to it, and then anything outside of that, it's like I have to get in a car.
People do think in mountain bike terms here. I have noticed that.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, there's a lot of outdoorsiness happening.
Just wait till the dead of winter when they start thinking in cross country skiing terms.
I know. It hasn't really hit yet. So it was, I don't know wait a second and then tell me what the temperature was in Nashville this week. But we hit the 80s here last week. We were like 85, 87 a couple of days. And it felt great,
What were you yesterday and today, roughly?
Well, yesterday it rained all day long and we got into like the 40s and 50s, and that's kind of where we're at today too. A little bit warmer.
Okay. So the high yesterday was right around 60.
Okay.
And I think today was 65. Yeah, it cooled
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
So I got very lucky. I don't know if we ever even talked about this, but many moons ago,
Many moons.
I was planning to do a 5K run.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Right after Thanksgiving, and then I got a massive chest cold and couldn't do it.
Yes.
So I decided I'm gonna do that this
Oh,
year
good.
because I feel like I'm not going to die. And so I went to go test out how good a shape I was in on Saturday and got out there, and it was like 45 degrees when I was running. It's been in the 80s for like 4 weeks in a row.
Yeah, and it's early October. We're recording this on October the 8th. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it suddenly went, yeah, now it's fall right now. And I was out there bundled up and got I was able to do the whole run.
Yeah.
But I got passed by all the actual runners. Like I'm out there, I have running tights on, I have a hoodie on, I have a hat on because it's cold to me.
Yeah.
I get passed by these lunatics in their 3-inch long running shorts with tank tops, just like sprinting past me. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck you, fuck all of
Yeah.
you. Ah.
Dude, those people are a different breed. I mean, I don't run
Oh, yeah.
at all. You know, at all. I like walking.
Right.
We were at REI today buying a toboggan hat for me.
No, stop. No,
Stocking cap, sock hat.
You are not allowed to move there and start calling them toboggans. No.
I just don't know what they're called. I call it a sock hat. What do you call it?
It's a stocking
cap. Yeah.
Yeah, I've that if you look up stocking cap online,
that's what comes up.
You'll get the hat. If you look up toboggan, it's a mishmash. You're getting some sleds, you're getting some hats. No one knows what you're talking about. You Northeast people and Michiganders. It's all Michiganders I've known that have done it. Stop it.
We're in REI, and like everything in REI has a purpose. Every piece of clothing has features. You know, a shirt is not just a shirt at REI. It does something with moisture or something.
Yeah. They tell you like the temperature that it will go down to every single thing. Like, why would I be wearing a t-shirt in 20-degree temperature? I don't need to know that.
Exactly. And I was thinking about it. I was like, everyone here has like a sport, right? Like some of these people are mountain bikers. Some of them are, you know, like snowshoers, I guess, or skiers, whatnot, kayakers.
Biathlon.
But yeah, they don't have the rifle.
You've got biathletes up there.
That's true. But I was talking to Jen and I was like, I just, you know, some of this works for my sport, which is walking. You know, that's all I really do physical wise is I walk.
You need to go there and just find employees and start asking questions like, hey, so I'm planning on moving myself from, we'll say point A to point B. It's a reasonable distance, maybe half a mile.
Yeah.
Would these shorts allow me to move my legs, forcing the rest of my body to go that direction?
Get really in depth. Just take it down to the.
I usually do. It's like right and then left and then right and then left.
Sometimes I skip a bit. Do you have anything for skipping? You go to REI and you're like, I'm a real serious hopscotcher. What you got?
What's the ass on these pants like in case I decide to sit down for a while?
And I was at the mall.
It'll hold up.
Yeah. Is it gonna spread, or am I gonna have like is it gonna tighten around my ass like a Chinese finger trap? What's happening? And then I was at our shitty little mall, man.
Right.
Okay, so we went to another town last weekend we went to another town because it had a mall that had a DSW, because we needed to return these shoes, and we're like, oh fuck it, like it's Saturday, we're not doing anything, let's just go to this mall that's an hour and a half away. And we had,
wow, that's really out there.
dude, we took your life has changed when you get on a ferry to go to a fucking mall. Like,
you know what, that's a nice thing though. You get to
yeah,
like, we're gonna hop on the boat and head to Auntie Anne's Pretzels.
my modes of transportation have gone way up, but this mall was shittier than the mall we have here, and this mall is pretty shitty, but I still like it. It's not so bad that I won't go there, because there's like, it's got like an antique store that's kind of cool. It's got different things
In a mall?
Yeah, in a mall. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff in that mall.
Okay, we need to gauge how bad your mall actually is.
Okay.
So does it have? Well, first off, does it have a food court with any name brand?
No, it has a food court.
Okay.
There's a jerk chicken place, unnamed
Yeah.
pizza place, as best I can tell, and then there's like a third place that's open sometimes. Oh, and a smoothie place. Yeah.
Well, yeah, there has to be a smoothie place. Do any of the places serve bourbon chicken?
I don't think they do. I know that's shocking.
That's insane
I
to me,
know.
because for those who've never been to the mall here in Nashville, the Opry Mills Mall, there are like 8 places that all serve bourbon chicken. It can be a Greek place. Guess what they have? Bourbon chicken. It can be a Chinese place. Bourbon chicken. There's a Japanese place. Bourbon chicken.
Cajun.
Don't know where it's from.
Cajun
Not
place.
any of those places.
Yeah. You know that Cajun place in Opry Mills?
Bourbon chicken.
Absolutely.
Bourbon chicken. They're the only ones who should be serving it.
But it's all Chinese food. It's really weird.
Yeah. It's Cajun. You can get a po' boy, but they also have lo mein.
Yeah.
No.
Next time I'm in Nashville, we need to go and compare and contrast all the bourbon chicken places.
Usually they're out there giving you a little bit on a toothpick. You can just round up all 4 sample guys and say, "Hey, come over here. We're gonna do this right."
I'm gonna shoot my friend Stuart, who does that XPLR Nashville YouTube channel.
Yeah,
Stuart, if you're listening, I don't think he listens, but I'm gonna text this to him. They do like restaurant reviews, like best pizza in Nashville, best burger in Nashville.
Oh, you know what? Tell him I will require nothing from him. I will do it for free.
Okay.
I will do best bourbon chicken at Opry Mills Mall.
Yes. I like this idea. I got to write this down, because I'll listen to it back. I'll hear it when I listen back, but I'm definitely going to text him.
I'm not gonna test any bourbon chicken outside of Opry Mills Mall, but I will test all the ones they have there.
Nashville has 2. Well, Nashville used to have 3 malls. One's a dead mall now. I forget the name of that mall, but I went and like peered into it one time. It was fun. Me and Michael.
Is that's the one that's the Global Crossings?
Yeah,
now, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's in it's off of what is that road? Kind of near is it kind of near the airport? I can't remember. As soon as I got a map of the town in my head, I moved. It took me 10 plus years.
I still have no idea where I'm at.
I think it's off Old Hickory Boulevard, maybe. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Every city has that one mall it was built, and then that area became a place no one would like to go.
Yes.
And then the mall just slowly and unceremoniously died. And that's that mall.
Yeah. I watch this. There's this Dead Malls channel on YouTube that I watch. I actually really like it. I previewed the mall here on there before I moved here. And there's another one. They used to have one downtown here, and it's totally dead, and it's eventually going to be apartments or something. but it
Of
it
course.
was a good dead mall. This one it's actually kind of thriving because there's just not a lot of shit here. So
Right, right,
it's like Kohl's. Oh my god, Kohl's. You know, whereas we're like, oh fuck Kohl's. Like we're never going to Kohl's.
right. Why is that
Why
here?
is that? Yeah.
Who who asked for that? Ugh.
Have you noticed? Was this a thing when we were kids? I don't know if it was. Every mall will sell you like anime stuff now. Every store in the mall will sell you anime stuff.
No,
That's new, right?
that was not a thing. It's new and it's out of control.
Yeah.
There, I don't think this was here when you were here. I think it's newly open. So every mall in the world, I assume, has the dumb, stupid booths, like the kiosks
Yes.
outside of the stores, and you walk around and you know there's the perfume kiosk, and
Right.
there's the kiosk with the weird knockoff Nintendo.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, there was one for a while that was all like stuffed animals,
Mm-hmm.
plushies, of definitely copywritten
Oh yeah.
characters. Um, these were not made by that company. So that has blown up enough that they now have a full storefront
No.
in the mall. Oh yeah, you can go in there. They have every uh I'll it's copyright, so I can't say it. It's Nintendo. We'll call it
Nintendo.
Nintendo
Yeah.
character.
Okay.
Yeah. Like a Browser and Browser Junior and Super
Browser.
Blario. All those. Well, I mean I don't know what their names are because they're obviously not the copywritten character.
Super Marky Mark.
Yeah, they had Jonic the Hedgehog, all that stuff. And
John.
I mean it is a full huge store of these, and now my child desperately wants to spend all his money on
Jesus.
terrible stuffed animals made in China ripping off actual characters. So
Oh man.
fun.
The question
He wants to buy all the South Park ones too, and he doesn't know who any of them are.
the question for you has to be: are they cheaper than the licensed characters? They're not.
Nope.
Wow,
Nope.
that
Mm-mm.
sucks.
It is $20 a pop. $20 a pop for these garbage fake plushies.
Oh my god.
That are allegedly Nintendo characters. Allegedly.
That's messed up, dude. That's messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this yeah.
Anyway, it's all stuff like that everywhere. Like it's all preying on people who want basically nerd stuff.
Yeah.
that we would get called nerds for liking when we were kids.
Exactly. Like I used to maybe some of our listeners can relate to this. I don't know if Roy might be able to. I grew up in like a pretty rural area, and we all grew up in the era of rabbit ears, right, on your TV.
Yeah.
And like every Saturday, like I could pick up like the major networks. I could pick up ABC, NBC, CBS, and I could watch cartoons that way. But the rare thing for me is like if the wind blew the right way, I could pick up a channel that would play Dragon Ball Z. And like it was so coveted because I could barely ever get it. And like a couple of times it worked, and then a handful of times it was like half Fuzz, half Dragon Ball Z. But it just like whet my appetite for this thing. And it's still, I mean, I don't even like give a shit that much about it, but it still has this nostalgia factor because I was trying to get it. I was like trying to find it.
Yeah, that's the last time I was at the mall and walked through stores. So I periodically take my child there because when I have him by myself, would like to move around and not just sit at the house listening to him play with things.
Naturally.
And he likes to drag me into every store at the mall and look at things. The last time, this is a side story that I find very amusing. So in the front of the mall, there's a Nike outlet.
Okay. Yeah.
And he went in the Nike outlet, loved the Nike outlet. Didn't buy anything. We never buy anything. Just love that it existed. Next to it is another shoe store. Not the Nike
Not
outlet.
the Nike
I
outlet.
don't even know what it is.
Right.
Yeah. He drags me into that shoe store right after we left the Nike outlet. Walks in, looks at the shoes, and loudly goes, these aren't as good, and walks out.
I love that about him, man. I love the unbridled honesty.
Oh, yeah. And I think only one employee actually heard him, but that employee, it was just like this look of, I mean, yeah, they're not, but you don't say it.
we're all operating under this thing.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
yeah.
so the thing that made me feel old the last time we were there is the number of stores that had stuff like that.
Yeah.
Not only are there a lot of them, but they're the cool stores.
Yes.
Like they're the stores that teens go to.
Yes.
And they buy their anime t-shirt. I don't remember what store it was. It's a trendy store. It had t-shirts with anime characters on them.
Huh.
Like,
interesting.
That's a fashion choice for people.
Whoa.
And I'm like, oh, that's so different from when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
And like, no one got bullied for it.
Right.
But also, the kids with the Pokemon cards were kind of the smelly kids most of the time.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Well, I had a somewhat of an interest in it, and I probably have more of an interest in it now, even because it just wasn't. This is like pre-internet. Like, I got the internet when I was 15, so like most of my nerd stuff was developed by then. So like, and it was dial-up we're talking about. It's not like you could.
Oh yeah.
If you wanted to see those boobs, it was going to take 25 minutes, line by line.
Not that we know from experience.
Right. But like, so, but it was, I knew a couple of people, and I don't know how they got into it, but they somehow did. But it was only like two guys that I knew that were like seriously into anime. And now it's just like, it's totally common.
Now we're not cool because I'm not cool because I don't watch it.
Well, I don't know anything current. Like I'm still catching up on like 90s stuff because I just don't know. Like there's this One Piece, which is huge. There's like a live action movie, and it's they got the books, they got the manga, and they got I guess it's a cartoon. But it's now, I don't know, it's gigantic. It's everywhere.
You need to start going into stores that have all this stuff and just walking up to people going, hey, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this one. There's a show called Speed Racer.
Yeah.
And just act like you've discovered it. Like no one knew about this until you found
it. I remember watching Speed Racer, but I didn't know it was a Japanese cartoon that was adapted.
I don't even know if it actually is it an actual Japanese cartoon?
I think it is, yeah. Okay.
Remember
we were talking about Power Rangers and stuff? I think Speed Racer was one of the first properties where they did that, where they took something from Japan and adapted it.
Yeah, I just remember watching that as a kid because it would be on, like when I went to go visit my grandma and she had cable.
Yeah.
Everything I watched was that Boomerang channel.
Yeah.
It was all Cartoon Network old cartoons.
Yeah.
And watching Speed Racer and then walking around going, I'm going to run fast. I'm going to run so fast, faster than everyone else. I'm going to do it.
Go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go. I've still got the song in my head. Go Speed Racer. Yeah.
Everything was that cadence. Every line in the show was spoken that way.
It's still like that. There was this other one called Gigantor, which I don't know. It was in black and white, and I don't know where I caught it. I probably caught it somewhere on cable too. But it was another Japanese one that was adapted very early. Yeah, it's just giant, like seemingly like steam powered robot or some shit. I don't know.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, balls.
We need a young, cool person
Yeah.
to just come on the podcast every so often to explain to us what is cool.
Right.
Because I don't know anymore. I don't
No.
understand.
No.
Everything I think wasn't cool when I was a kid is cool. Everything that was cool is
It's
not
not cool.
cool.
Yeah.
Emo is back. I keep seeing emo stuff, and
Okay.
that's weird.
Okay.
And
I
I don't know what's happening anymore. I've lost my
oh, dude.
ability to take the pulse of America. So
I'm there too. I mean, I think the truth is it's just everyone just gets that window of when
mhm.
you're a teenager till you're like 25 or something, maybe 30, and then
Yep.
it's over. You know, you just, and like you kind of try to keep up for a while, but like you can't. It's not your milieu, you know.
Right. You get to the point that the musical guest and host of SNL, you have to pull up Wikipedia to go, am I supposed to know who that Oh, they had a #1 album. Okay. Okay. So that's
Right.
never heard
I
of
guess
them.
they
Don't
did.
know who they
Yeah.
are. Hmm.
Yeah.
Big deal. Okay, got
Right. I worked with some younger people back in Nashville, and they were keeping me kind of up to date a little on music, but
it. Mhm.
that was about it. And I didn't understand it, to be honest. I was like, why are the kids all like funk and R&B all of a sudden? Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how that one
I
happened,
know.
but
I know. It did
I'm
though.
okay with that.
Yeah.
That's not
There's
bad.
nothing wrong with it. It's just like, huh? Um
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. And then there's something to do tying into this whole t-shirt thing. There's something to do with backwoods cigars. I don't know how that became a thing. But
Well, so I don't wanna
oh.
make you know things that will make you uncomfortable,
Oh.
but some people use backwoods cigars for marijuana. They put marijuana in them and, smoke it.
No.
Yeah, I know it's pretty scandalous.
No.
Uh, can you imagine being the tobacco grower that's like, "Oh, man, a big company wants to buy my tobacco," and then you're like, "Yeah, it's backwoods." Oh, so they
No.
hate my tobacco. They know no one uses it.
It ends up on the
Alright.
floor, all of it.
My life's work is pointless. Oh.
Well, then, like, why isn't White Owl as much of a brand as Backwoods? Because I remember, you know what I'm talking about?
That I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like White Owl,
There's a lot of those.
yeah, that's true. There are a lot. There was like, I feel like they have like 19 flavors, and they were cheaper,
Mhm.
maybe even than
Yeah.
Backwoods. I don't know. Maybe it's just a brand
I,
thing.
I saw so, um, we're gonna have to talk about this to talk about what I was about to talk about.
Cool.
Uh, Travis Kelce,
Yes.
the tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs,
Yes.
has been all over the news and is not used to having paparazzi follow him because he's dating Taylor Swift. That's all I'm gonna say about it. I'm very tired of hearing about it. It's not that interesting a story to me, but we can move
Yeah.
on. He is not used to having paparazzi all up in his business all the time, and there was a picture on, Twitter yesterday. Yes, it's Twitter, it's not X, so shut up, Elon. Um, of him buying Dutch Master cigars at a convenience store in Kansas City, and no one, particularly people who make millions of dollars,
Right.
uh, smoke Dutch Master cigars. They use them,
Sure.
but they don't smoke 'em.
Right. That's the cheap Walgreens cigar in my mind.
Oh,
They
yeah.
always
Oh,
look
yeah.
dry as like leaves in November,
Mhm,
you know?
mhm.
Like,
So
ugh.
I hope he's ready for his random drug test.
Yeah, you know, I didn't really watch football this week, but last week though, the internet was ablaze with all of that. It was everywhere.
It's it's so dumb. I don't
Oh yeah.
Okay. So, I'm putting aside my disdain for Taylor Swift's music. Really not her music, just the people who like her.
Sure.
I have disdain for those people.
That's fair. That's fair enough.
Um, I'm putting that aside for this conversation. I just don't care. It's not interesting. It's not an interesting story.
No. So
Oh,
yeah.
you mean rich, successful musician is dating attractive, rich football player? Wow, neat.
It's so far-fetched. I don't understand.
That's never happened before. That's crazy.
You know what's more of a story is that Patrick Mahomes is married. That's
Oh yeah,
because like, holy God.
with 2 kids.
Well, that's great.
It
I'm
it's
happy
locked
for him.
down.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole thing. Yeah.
He
Um,
he made me go to Subway the other day. Those incessant Subway commercials got me.
did you feel like the MVP, the sandwich MVP?
I did. Like what are they? A pro? Is that what they're calling?
Yeah,
It's really stupid. Those commercials are bad. They're actively bad.
they're very bad.
He's not much of an
Well,
actor. God bless him.
no, that's like I like Patrick
Oh yeah.
Mahomes. He is very good at football.
Yes.
That is the limit to his skill set. Football.
That's all he needs to be good
Anything
at.
beyond football, not so
Not so
good.
good. Yeah.
Travis Kelce is not terrible. He hosted SNL.
Right.
He was funny.
Yeah.
He's in more ads. He upset the right wing people in the country last week
Oh yeah.
because a Pfizer ad about getting vaccinated.
Oh, I saw
with
that
him came
ad.
out.
Yes.
They did not like that. They were not fans.
Well, I guess I'm not surprised, but there you
Yeah.
go.
So I guess that's one more reason to like Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
Is all the Republicans hate him.
he's having sex with Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
He's
maybe.
Allegedly.
Okay. Can I tell you my unlikely conspiracy theory?
Okay.
But possible.
All right. Hit me.
Theory. So, years ago, I heard rumors on the internet based on basically nothing.
Okay.
That Taylor Swift is actually closeted.
Oh, yeah. I
Okay.
remember some of this. Yeah.
Okay. I thought a couple years ago, because Travis Kelce has been single his entire NFL career.
Oh.
And he has kind of a bro vibe,
Yeah.
but in a way where you're like, oh, well, that's not really what he's like. That he was putting on some sort of front.
Okay.
Perhaps, maybe he was closeted. Now, I have to say, I don't care either way on either of them.
No.
They can be into whatever. I don't care. Their sexual orientation is not my business.
Right.
However, if they both were actually closeted and Taylor Swift has a concert that is going to be shown in movie theaters throughout the country.
Right.
And the NFL likes to make money.
Right.
I could see a cooperative partnership where they are in a relationship that benefits all parties involved.
Well, it certainly does that. Regardless of anything else, it does do that.
But wouldn't it be a good plot if they're both like basically they're each other's beards?
Yeah. I mean that is
it's perfect. It's a perfect plan.
It's a great scheme. It's a great scheme.
It's unlikely.
Yeah.
In fact, I would say possibly 0% chance of it being possible.
Yeah, it doesn't seem likely, no.
But if all of those rumors were true all the time, it could happen.
Could
happen.
I was thinking about the list of dudes she's dated in the past and how are any of them doing particularly well anymore? Like, I don't know all of them, but John Mayer, right? Like,
yeah.
people, his star is fading a bit. I think it's fair to say at this point.
Yeah, he was big with the Dead and Company.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was a big thing.
But they're done touring. They gave up on being fake Grateful Dead. So,
and then didn't
I assume he has nothing going on.
Didn't she date Jake Gyllenhaal too? Is that right? He's kind of on the upswing, though.
That sounds like a thing.
Yeah, if she
Is he?
did. It kinda. I mean, that last movie that, well, he's probably been in something since then, but Ambulance was actually really good.
Oh, yeah.
That was
Yeah.
good. That was super good. And he was really good. He's always been a good actor, but he was super good in it, so
All right.
never
We
mind, no
got
theory.
Cosmo here now.
Oh.
Um,
Wait, this has gotta be the first time we've referenced Cosmo on the podcast.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've never actually cited my references. I read it all the time. Joe Jonas from July 2008 to October 2008.
Is he one of the Jonas Brothers that anyone cares about? No, he's not. He's not.
I don't know which Jonas brother which one's the youngest that was popular.
I feel like Nick's the most famous one. And then there's another one.
Is he the baby?
I don't know. I honest to God don't know. This is not me trying to be cool. I don't know.
No.
If you want to ask me about Dragon Balls, I can talk to you about that.
Lucas Till. I don't know who that is.
He's probably not doing great.
Right. Taylor Lautner.
Oh, yeah, no, his career is garbage, right? Like,
yeah.
That's not entirely her fault, though.
John Mayer.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jake Gyllenhaal. There we go. That lasted that's one of those classic October to January romances.
Wow. Bless him. Bless him. Bless him.
Let's see. Connor Kennedy.
I don't know who that is.
He's a Kennedy. I can tell you that much because it's talking about Hyannisport, Massachusetts.
Oh, yeah. Fucking A. Yeah.
Yeah. Harry Styles.
Oh, well, no, he's doing quite well. He's doing great.
He's succeeded despite her.
Yes.
Calvin Harris.
That
one was a long time. That was
bell.
February 2015 to May 2016.
There you go. Wow.
I don't know what a Calvin Harris is, but they wore matching outfits at a Whole Foods in Nashville, and I've definitely been to that Whole Foods.
That was the Whole Foods in Nashville was the place to spot celebrities, honestly.
Yeah, I've spotted a couple.
Yeah.
There.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we've talked about on the podcast. I shared
Urban?
I shared a bathroom time with Keith Urban, and he didn't like that. He thought I was trying to look at his penis. And Tim McGraw. I've seen Tim McGraw there.
Yeah, there you go.
And more importantly, I saw two 20-year-old girls freaking out because Tim McGraw had walked past them with a bag of groceries. Like, it's not that interesting a story, guys.
I saw the drummer from the Black Keys there. And I totally clocked him, and he got a little spooked in his eyeballs. I could see it. He's very tall. He's obscenely tall.
Were you gesturing at him?
Yeah, I was doing this. No, I don't really. What he didn't know is my whole backstory about how I don't really care about the Black Keys, but like I do like his drumming, so it's my feelings about him are complicated. So
that's the same thing with all the celebrities I've seen there. I'm sure they think that guy is going to bug me. Look, if Keith Urban ever were to listen to this podcast, Keith, if you see me at Whole Foods, just say hi. I don't care. I'm going to end that conversation as quickly as possible and move on because I don't want to talk to you.
It's true. That's true.
You don't want to talk to me. I don't want to talk to you, Keith Urban. I don't want to.
Well, it's like when you live there, enough people work in industries where they cross over with some of the famous people. So it's like it must be like this in LA even more so. But it just doesn't it's less of a thing after a while. You know?
Yeah, you see him, it's not interesting anymore.
No.
I saw this was the saddest thing I've ever seen at the mall. Speaking of
going back to malls,
yeah. My kid, this was about a month ago, wanted to go eat at Chewy's, get some Mexican food at the mall. He insisted it was at the mall, not the other Chewy's locations, not any other Mexican restaurant. Chewy's at the mall.
Okay. Fair enough.
So we go to Chewy's. We go to Chewy's at the mall, and the guy from the show Nashville, he played the older musician. He was also on Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Chip
A
or
few times.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His name Charles
Yeah.
Easton.
That's it.
his
That's
name.
it. Yep.
Was there, and we were sitting on the patio. He walked by us on the patio to go to the bathroom, and there was a couple that spotted him and were so excited and stopped to have him take pictures with
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
And I may be projecting this, so if you know, I'm gonna call him Chuck.
Let's call him Chuck.
Because Chip, I don't like Chip, and Charles is no fun. He's Chuck. If, in my opinion, looking at him, it was kind of like a look of, oh, good, someone recognized me, when this couple tried to stop him to have a picture taken with
Yeah.
him. It wasn't like a, oh, don't bug me. It was almost a look of joy that, oh, I'm still relevant somewhere. I could go to any other city in America, no one knows who I am and no one cares, but I'm here in Nashville and someone might care.
Right. I think that guy had a long career. He my kid has been rewatching Jessie from the Disney Channel. She loves
Okay.
this show, Jessie, and it finally broke me. I finally started to laugh at it. But he's on that show.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, it broke me. It finally did. It finally did. It broke me. I don't want to say it too loud because she'd probably hear me.
She's gonna pop out tomorrow. You know what's gonna happen. She heard all of this, and tomorrow,
no, please.
She's gonna be like, can I watch Jessie? I know you like it. I know you think it's funny. I heard you.
She has watched the whole thing through probably 4 times. I'm not even exaggerating. It's comfort. It's like comforting background noise to her. To me, it's not.
It's like my wife with The Office.
Right.
Like, periodically I'll walk into the living room and all of a sudden season 3 of The Office is on again. I know that's not where we were at the last time you were watching it. You just started back over. I know.
That's one of those shows that people do that with, though, for sure. I mean, it's just total comfort food. I finally watched Close Encounters of the Third Kind yesterday. Steven Spielberg, 1977, I think. I could be completely wrong about that date.
No, I think that was the one that he had like the bet with George Lucas, right?
Oh, I don't think I know about this.
It would be 77. I'm pretty sure it was that one. So, Star Wars obviously was coming out.
Right.
And Spielberg thought Star Wars was going to be a huge success, and George Lucas thought Spielberg's movie was going to be the bigger movie.
Close
and
Encounters.
they bet each other, I think. That's what it was on.
Well, someone clearly won that.
If I'm remembering the story correctly, yeah. One of them's a franchise, but Spielberg's better. So
yeah, well, it is a very. I mean, I'm totally in for, like, it's one of those. We don't have movies like this as much anymore. It's a slow burn. The whole movie is a lot of build up to a large event at the end, and at the end there's aliens. Okay, that's what it's about.
Right.
But the whole, hour and a half, 2 hours almost leading up to it is just all build up. And I really like a movie like that. It's not Star Wars, where from the moment, I mean,
right.
The more I think about Star Wars, the more I realize that it is the template, the original trilogy, whatever you want to say, is the template for, like, the movies that we get now, where it's like an ensemble cast, some jokes thrown in, but a lot of action, a lot of jumping in at the middle of a story, that kind of thing.
Basically every blockbuster since 1977 has been exactly that.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, all the Marvel movies are that,
exactly
where it's a ton of action, but also you're going to have Robert Downey Jr. make a quip.
Right.
He's got a quip every few minutes
Right.
to keep you going.
Right. And the more I thought about it, the more I was like, oh, they kind of, because the only other, if you want to call it this, a franchise that does this is Disney. Disney does the same thing. They do ensemble cast. There's always a critter.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Yeah.
comic relief through the critters. And Star Wars, it's the droids. It's like
Right.
the same thing, and it's like, God damn it.
That is exactly, yeah.
It's like, damn it, they belong under the same roof. I don't, it's sad because I have a hard time caring about any of the new Star Wars stuff. Like, I'll watch the movies. Every time there's a movie, I'll go see it. But like the shows and stuff, I just have a hard time getting into it. It just like, I don't know. I just want it to be like less rather than more.
Yeah. It's all just too much. They've done way too much of it.
Yeah.
And that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
So Tom Hiddleston
also dated Taylor
Swift?
Know.
Yeah, I don't know who a Tom Hiddleston is, but they went to the Met Gala.
Oh, he's Loki, dude. He's doing awesome. He's
Loki.
He's Loki. He's kicking butt all over the place.
Okay. He went with her to a Selena Gomez concert. That tells you the era that they were dating.
What a weird thing.
Yeah. And then the big one here, apparently, I don't know who this person is. Joe Alwyn from May 2017 to possibly April 2023.
Oh. Was it like a regular guy she dated?
They met at the Met Gala, so I'm guessing no.
Yeah.
Let's see, anything else?
If these are all beards, she has the most elaborate beard scheme ever.
She has so much money.
Well, yeah.
If she wanted to have that many beards, it wouldn't be that hard.
It's true. It's very true. Yeah. I never saw her in the flesh. When I was interning, she had been at the studio I was interning at that day, but I never saw her. I saw her security people. I saw her producer and people like that. And we even like walked, I think we did something in that room after she was done, but I never actually saw her. There was just a large, scary looking man in an SUV sitting in it all day long with the engine running. That is what I remember.
I feel like at some point, like right when we moved here, I saw her somewhere. Like the only reason I would know is people were freaking out, and I just immediately moved on and didn't care because I don't care. Nothing against her.
Yeah.
I just, I have no interest in meeting any famous person necessarily.
No.
I'm not going to go out of my way to get a glance of what it looks like when she exists in real life.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
And then she's way too big now, so there's no way I'd ever see her
now. No. They open up like tunnels or something when someone gets that famous, and you just don't ever. No one ever sees them. That's how it goes.
Yeah. I mean, this would have been, 2012? That's probably even pre-Shake It Off and all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I think so. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, it's pretty early.
So, yeah, I mean, now seeing her would be like seeing a unicorn out in the wild.
Truly.
It's very unlikely.
Truly. I'd love to be like tromping around the woods here in my Wellingtons and then come upon her in a glen somewhere, and she's got a big horn. I don't know,
right?
Right.
She has a big horn, and then she farts a rainbow and flies into the sky, and that's the last we ever see of Taylor Swift.
Sushi Jackknife, my friend.
Sushi Jackknife.